Hey guys, welcome back to Pat Max Adventures. I am Patrick, sweating on a hot day down here at Pasig River. I decided today, why not do a walking tour and just walk down as far as I can go along Pasig River. It's a beautiful sunny day today, and can you guys see what I'm wearing? Pat Max. A friend of mine gave me 2 t-shirts for Christmas, and he imprinted the logo Pat Max Adventures, and on the back of the shirt it says live every moment to the max. I don't have any merchandise on my channel. I've never thought about it. It was just a gift, but I would love to hear from you guys. Would you be interested in possibly a t-shirt in the future with Pat Max Adventures? I would love to hear what you guys think down below. I love it. This shirt is just so comfortable, and I love having the logo. This area down by the river is pretty nice. It's a bit quiet, a lot of area to walk around, stand around. You can also sit on the bank of the river on some colorfully painted steps that look like they may need to be painted again, but it's a nice contrast to the overall area. I wanted to make sure to give you guys a full picture of what I'm seeing and what it looks like down here by the river. On the left side of the river, you'll see a poorer area with the barangays, not a very rich area, and then across the river, you'll see a much richer area with these tall skyscrapers. It's definitely a contrast here in the Philippines that you will see often between the rich and the poor. One thing to just keep in mind when you visit the Philippines, that the Philippines is still a developing country, so you will see these contrasts often throughout the country. I've decided to walk down towards Makati today. I'm gonna head under the bridge and just see what I see and how far I can go today. It's a nice, calm, mid-week day here down by the river. You can see this guy working on his jeepney. There's also a ferry station down here that you can purchase a ticket to take the ferry across or down the river. Definitely something I would like to do and I haven't done yet. While walking down the steps on the other side of the ferry station, I did come across a bit of trash here. It was not great to see. However, you have to keep in mind how polluted the river used to be. So this is much better than what it used to be. And this is the only trash I had come across so far. I saw a few guys fishing along the river as I continued to make my way down. I always see people fishing down here at the river. I don't know personally if this is the best place to fish. I have seen a lot of people fishing out at rivers in Palawan and Cebu during my travels earlier in the last year before the pandemic. A lot cleaner rivers, so I don't know if this would be the best river to fish on. What do you guys think? Would you fish down here, or do you yourself go down to the river and fish there? One thing I really like about the Pasig River here is I love the colorful graffiti or paintings along the river here. It really makes the river pop out, and it just catches your eye whenever you're walking along, especially with the plants along the colors too. Really is a nice touch to the river. At this point, the walkway along the river disappeared, but it only disappears for a little while. As I continue walking up a bit more, the river will reappear. Right now, I'm just starting to enter the outskirts of Makati. Makati is a more, I guess you would say, a more rich area of Manila. It has a lot more expats and foreigners. I have not hit the central part of Makati yet. I'm still walking through some local neighborhoods along the river. Again, a bit of a busy but quiet day at the same time. I feel like because of the pandemic, it feels good to see so much activity outside, but it's not overwhelmingly crowded how Manila usually is when there's no pandemic going on. It's a bit of an overcast day. It was sunny earlier. It's one of those days where the sun kind of pops in and pops out. I can see a bridge coming up over here. You can still see some local places on the right here. I thought this was the way to go down here, but then I realized, oh, I can just go right over the bridge and still be on the right path. You can see some bicyclists out, some skyscrapers in the distance. There's another open area next to the river over here where you can just relax, stand around. Turning, you'll be able to see the perspective of things. There's a guy down below here fishing as well. In the distance, you can see the skyscrapers of Mandaluyong. Across the river are some more local barangays. And then making my way to the left side are the skyscrapers of Makati. The pathway along the river got a bit narrow here. I could see some big construction going on in the distance. It looks to be a new bridge and a road bridge. Yeah, that looks like a road bridge that I guess would connect the Mandaluyong area to Makati. I think that would definitely help traffic in the future here in Manila. Every time I go out walking around Manila and exploring, I always see this huge condominium building. I love the architecture and I love this rectangle bent-shaped building. This is actually a gym. So from where I'm standing across the river, I can actually see people in that rectangle thing running on the treadmill and working out. It's a really beautiful building. This is when the pathway along the river really opened up. It's a lot more clean. There are cement seats on the left here, I guess, that you could sit on. A really nice area that I enjoy. And oh my God, there's a rat, guys, look at it. It just ran right across. I turned to see if I could find it, but that guy was gone. Totally normal here in the Philippines. In any tropical country you travel to in the world, rats and cockroaches are there to stay. Even in major cities around the world, especially in the United States, these animals are always there, no matter how clean and how hard you try to get rid of them. They are always there. I, again, really just like this part of the pathway. Makati is now on my left side. The palm trees really add to a nice atmosphere, and it's just a nice part of the river to walk down. Up on my left is one of the main roads down into Makati. Again, Makati is one of the more developed areas of Manila. But I saw this park right here to the right, and I decided to look inside and just see what was going on. There's a few statues over there, kind of interesting. Heading up the ramp here, I could see a lot of motorbikes. I didn't even know if this was private or public, but it became clear that it was public. I saw a few guys just chilling and relaxing, some more motorbikes over here, and then up on the right-hand side, I saw baskets of bottles. Tons of bottles, and they looked like they were organized by brand and color. I then saw the banners that said recovery, recycle facility, and I realized that this was an area where they were recycling bottles and trash along the river or things that are coming out of the river, which was great to see. And I knew that this was going on, but I just didn't know where each facility was. But I guess this is just one of the facilities I came across. Earlier, I saw what I thought to be a water taxi, so I decided to walk back up and discovered that this was indeed some kind of water taxi that would take you from one side of the river to the other. I decided to chat with the gentleman to ask him how it worked. He said exactly what I thought it was. It was like a little taxi across the river. So I decided to get on the little boat. It was a shortcut for me. Instead of walking all the way back down to Guadalupe and then back up to Bani Station, I just thought, why not get on the boat and cross the river? I haven't done it yet, and it's an adventure, so why not? There was another woman that boarded. Looks like she was selling some things along the street. The boat ride from one side to the other literally took, I think, it was about maybe 3-4 minutes at the most. It was so fast, and the total cost was 5 pesos, which comes out to about 10 cents. One thing I really appreciate about Filipinos in general is their honesty. As a foreigner, I'm always prepared to get charged more because I'm a foreigner. This always happens when you travel to different countries around the world. This guy could have charged me much more, but he didn't. He charged me the local price, and I really appreciated it. Thank you, Kuya. If you're in the area along the Pasig River and you see one of these water taxis, I highly recommend doing it. It's very cheap, it will save you time, and it's a bit of an adventure if you have the time and you're not afraid of the water and just exploring new areas. Definitely do it. To get back to my condominium and where I'm staying in Mandaluyong, I would need to walk through a few barangays to get there. A barangay here in the Philippines, I guess the best way to explain it is it's just like a local neighborhood or a district of that part of the city. This is definitely, I would say, one of the more cleaner and more developed barangays that I have seen here in Manila. This one is nicely spread out. You'll see different kinds of buildings. There are some that are more developed than others, and some local Filipinos have some nice little setups with their yards and the front part of their home here. This was just such a nice way to walk home today. Every time I travel, I love walking through local neighborhoods whenever I can. I felt very safe traveling through here. I know for some Westerners, if you're new to the Philippines or just to a new country in general, things like this might look intimidating. Here in the Philippines, you never have to feel that way. I always feel really safe walking through these neighborhoods. People were saying hello, and it was just a cool area to walk through and just see how a lot of local people live. And I'm back home, showered, and I put on my other PatMax Adventures t-shirt that my friend made me. What do you guys think? I would love to hear down below what you think of these t-shirts. I'm not planning to do any merchandise anytime soon, but maybe it could be something possibly I could do in the future. I'm just curious what people think, but you will be seeing me wear these shirts more in vlogs here and there. The back of the t-shirt says, "Live every moment to the max." Today was so much fun. I loved walking along the Pasig River here in Manila and walking through the local neighborhoods. I always love doing that when traveling, walking through the local neighborhoods and just seeing how some of the local people live. If you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. Thanks again for watching, and remember to live every moment to the max. I'll see you guys next time.